So President Cyril Ramaphosa will, in under half an hour, face members of Parliament during the second round of his question and answer session in the National Assembly. Ramaphosa was previously grilled by MPs who were demanding answers regarding the handling of a 2020 burglary at his farm in Limpopo. He so far remained tight-lipped about exact details, citing advice not to make more public statements on the issue due to the various investigations currently ongoing. He's also highlighted the importance of allowing investigations to unfold without hindrance. Opposition parties, though, say that he's obliged to respond as the case is not before a court of law. The parliamentary session adjourned last time he was there virtually due to disruptions. Let's take this further. We can speak to Sandile Swane, a political analyst, joining us on Daytime Update. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Thankful for your time. Are you expecting anything productive to come out of this session, given the events of late?
No. So for the general public, we're not going to get anything out of this session. Number one, on the matter that you've just raised now of Phala Phala, I think Cyril Ramaphosa has taken the advice of his lawyers correctly so, not to go and make any statements that somehow could find themselves in a docket or any other form of charge against him. So that personally I accept, and I think it is wise. But the hot issue that he has no answer for in any event is the issue of load shedding. Load shedding has got no known solution right now from the ANC government and from the ANC president. Although answers might be there in the engineering fraternity, they certainly are not the ones the ANC is looking for.
So on Phala Phala, it always circles back, doesn't it, even among the opposition parties and some people in the public, on why it is that the president cannot give a version, his account of what happened, once and then say it again if it's the truth, because the truth wouldn't change. I wonder how much longer the line that he's been given legal advice not to delve into the details is going to hold, especially if it's going to interfere with the business of Parliament and accountability.
Look, the problem that we've created in some of the things that we're trying to deal with now is that we've allowed the governing party and perhaps even our parliament to go down the road of conflating. In other words, it's difficult to know when you're discussing a purely moral question and a legal question. Our morals are now mixed up into the legal code of the country. So a person can be indeed, like Cyril Ramaphosa is in the present case, morally bound to actually disclose the truth, as you would call it. But from a legal perspective, that could be a risky strategy. So he will then say constitutionally, I have no duty to incriminate myself indirectly or in any other way. So I would rather allow the lawyers to do the talking, and most of that talking will be to remain silent for now.
Right, and as you say, I mean, the likes of ESCOM are going to come up among the other questions. I'm sitting here with the order paper for that 2 o'clock session. One of the issues, for example, that the leader of the DA wants to talk about is to do with ending hunger and malnutrition by 2030, affecting children in the country, the implementation of the recommendations or the findings by the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. To what extent do you think the Phala Phala matter, important as it is, has taken attention, crucial attention, away from other important issues that actually affect South Africans on the daily?
The Phala Phala issue has taken a lot of time and wasted a lot of time. And my personal opinion on it is that the DA has played a very crucial role in that waste of time. Because ideally, anybody who talks about the Phala Phala scandal should be able to say Cyril Ramaphosa has already done enough in this country to be removed as the president. So from there, it's just a matter of process, not a matter of debate. It's a matter of process. And the DA has tried to shield Ramaphosa in a number of ways, trying to project him as a suitable or the better devil, that they can even possibly partner with him here and there in the future. So that has been a hindrance. And the issues that we are raising are also being worsened by the continuing poor leadership that started in 2008 after the Polokwane conference, and Ramaphosa joined that downgrading of the country in all spheres, including the issues that we are raising of food security, of South Africans, of pregnant women, and so on and so forth. Food security, there is no food security in South Africa. There is a large part of the population that has got absolutely no food security. And the ANC has got no answer to that question.
What then is the role of the National Assembly Speaker, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, in ensuring that the business of Parliament, I beg your pardon, continues nonetheless, even though there's very clear disagreement among the political parties on what should happen next? Because in previous sessions, she too has been criticized for not handling the situation in the best way possible.
I think that contrary to that criticism of Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, I think that I have watched a show, I nearly called it a show now. I've watched the
You could argue that it is a show.
I've watched the proceedings, and she has been very cautious in order to, first of all, defend the freedoms and the constitutional rights of the detractors, the EFF mainly, and also the order of Parliament. So nobody gets thrown out of Parliament without being given a fair chance to survive that throwing out. So I think Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula has done that, let alone the fact that Cyril Ramaphosa had no business in some ways, if the newspapers are to be believed, in putting money into mattresses and other things. Now she's got this mess to deal with, and then people are criticizing her for that.
And the last time the president was in Parliament virtually for a Q&A, the fact that he was joining via the virtual platform also caused an issue, people saying he was using that as a means to avoid full accountability in the true sense. If he is speaking to them via video link today when he answers questions, do you think Parliament or the chambers themselves have become a bit of a no-go area? He's avoiding, shall we say, full-scale embarrassment.
I will answer your question informally with anecdotal information. I was once told by one of the senior members of the ANC that one of the reasons why they prolonged the idea of having virtual meetings during COVID and so on was that they did not want the RT forces and themselves in one room. So I won't be surprised that Cyril Ramaphosa, if he can go into Parliament via a remote device, he would rather take that option rather than look at these guys face to face and they have a shorter distance to him.
Well, most of us joined virtually just so we can sit in a meeting in our pajamas. But for now, Sandile Swane, thank you so much for your time, sir.